Morning. I hope you're having a good day. Make sure that this is going here. Oh, good morning. I hope you're having a great day. Today is the 25th of April, um, which means that something special happened 30 years ago. 30 years ago today, the Space Shuttle Discovery sent a um, sent a group of astronauts into space to put the Hubble Space Telescope, which is a space-based observatory, in the sky. And this Hubble telescope was going to be able to see beyond. It was going to be able to see beyond galaxies. It's able to see some incredible things. Actually, this morning I went onto the Hubble Space Telescope website and began to look at some of the images, and they are absolutely breathtaking. Um, so 30 years ago today, April 25th, 1990, it was just a scientific breakthrough where we could see things. Um, and some of the things that we can now see, some say that it is the greatest, um, or this single instrument was able to change our understanding of the universe since Galileo's telescope. There, if you get a chance, go look at some of the images and videos on the Hubble Space Telescope website. They're absolutely amazing. But the more I began to look at these images, and the more I began to watch some of the film that has been able to capture, I began to think of a Bible verse. A Bible verse came to my mind whenever David wrote in the book of Psalms, chapter 8. He said, "When I consider the heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have ordained, what is man that thou art mindful of him?" He began to look at the stars and he began to look at the heavens, and he asked the question, "Why are you so interested in us? Why is man that you're mindful of him, and the Son of Man that thou visitest him? Why would you be mindful of us, and why would you want to visit us?" Whenever we think about the galaxies, whenever we think about the stars and everything that you've created that's so breathtaking, and yet you're mindful of us to even leave your throne in heaven, mindful of us to even um, just to robe yourself in flesh and become human. It's absolutely incredible to me and amazing. Uh, I feel like David when I consider the heavens and the works of your fingers and the greatness of who you are. When I consider your greatness, it totally blows my mind. Whenever I was in grade school, I remember one of the teachers had a poster on the wall, and it was just a black poster with a bunch of white dots, and in it was like this little bitty square with an arrow pointed to the square, and it said Milky Way Galaxy. And it just showed the vastness of the universe and the vastness of everything and everything that God's created, and just shows how great he is. And he is great. But even in his greatness, he was still very mindful of us. And it doesn't really matter how great things are. It shows me that God is, number one, still mindful of us, and number two, he's greater than those things. Because the universe does not, or God does not dwell in the universe, but rather the universe dwells in God. Consider that thought. The universe dwells in God. God created the universe. It dwells in him, for in him was all things created that was made. It all dwells in him, and so he is greater than the universe. He's greater than anything that he's created. But yet he's still mindful of us. And so if God is greater than everything, then that means that he is greater than not only the universe, but he's also greater than any pandemic. He's greater than any sickness. He's greater than. It really doesn't matter what the situation is. And a lot of times we can get so wrapped up in our little world that we begin to look at just what's right there in front of us. And we forget that, hey, God is greater than this thing. God's greater than the coronavirus. God's greater than God's biting his fingernails concerned. No, he has everything completely in control because he's greater than those things. And so if you want a glimpse of just how great God is, then go to the Hubble Space Telescope website. Begin to look at some of the images that have existed from 30 years ago today to present, and just see how great God is. And remember, when I consider the heavens, the work of his fingers, the moon and the stars that he ordained, what is man that he's mindful of us? Or you can even make it personal. What is man that he's mindful of me? So be encouraged today. Whatever you're going through, God's just greater than that. And everything's going to be okay, simply because God's still in control. And as long as God's still in control, everything will be okay. God bless you and have a great Saturday. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.